Hi, this is Michael on YouTube Guitar Tutorials on YouTube, and this is the next part of the Out of Control tutorial. We're going to start going through the notes of the song. We've done a cover, and we've got also done a first part on going through my presets and my tones for the different parts of the song, and I will put up my Axe FX2 screenshot settings so you'll see those in more detail. And this is kicking off the song and learning the notes. So let's first, as I might have explained in a previous video, I tried to, this is pretty much a mix of a couple different songs. The tone is a mix essentially of Slain. It's not as MIDI and it doesn't have as much drive as Slain. It's not as raw as the old versions of the song. It's a little bit between 360 and Brooklyn Bridge. It's probably closer to the Brooklyn Bridge. So let me play a real clip of Brooklyn Bridge here, Brooklyn Bridge version where they played live in New York. And you can see the video online. You can find it by just searching Out of Control Brooklyn Bridge, and you'll see a great video. And you can even see Edge's hand position pretty well, so you can get a mini tutorial from him. But here's what it sounds like from the original. Pretty darn close. So, pretty close there. So, that's the basic sound. I think we're pretty close. Now I'm going to use that version to show you some of the parts. I mix it up. Edge has changed this up quite a bit. I'm going to also show you a couple parts that he did. He used to play this the old way because he's changed some things significantly. So let's just start with the 360 version, and I play it almost like this one, but it's the clearest version to take you through. So I'm going to be referencing this clip here, and we'll go back to Brooklyn Bridge in a couple spots.
Coming out any minute now. Bring to me back in the fast lane.
So, what's Edge doing here? Here's the way I play it. We're going to zoom in where we need to. Let me just play the full through with the effects, and then I'm going to turn off the delay and the drive, and we're going to go through every note. That's just the open D and the open A. Or something like that. And then into a D. So what is he doing here? Let's turn off our effects. Let's turn off the drive. Let's turn off the delay. And let's go through it. All right, zooming in, I'm gonna try to play it up here. We are, back up just a tad. We're here on the 3rd, 5th fret, hand position right there. The beginning is just the open D and the open A. But you put your palm down and you bridge on the bridge and you mute those two notes. So let me back up. Right there. Put that palm right on that bridge. Not open. Right in there. Okay. So that's the first little trick. Make sure you're muting that. And we're going to use that later during the bridge. The part that, where Bono's talking, we're going to use a little bit of that palm muting again. Now, the hand position, you're going to take the first finger, you're going to put it on the 5th fret G string. That 3rd string there, 3rd from the bottom. I like to bar that 5th fret. Place the 3rd ring finger on the 7th fret right here on the G string. You're going to be lifting this string, but that's how I start. You're only going to be playing the open D and the G string with this 3rd finger down. You're not going to be playing this note yet. Okay, and I like to bar because you're going to be using that later. So I like to hold that down right there and then do the open D and A, okay, which is this. I can't mute it over here, so. Do that as many times as the backtrack or the version, whatever that backtrack works for you. Sometimes he does a few, sometimes he does a whole bunch. And then you're going to go into this D, G string with this down on the G. And then you're going to lift. And you're going to play the B and the E string with this barred on the 5th fret. So you're playing these two notes here, the B on the 5th and the E on the 5th. But I'm barring this here, so it's already down. So you can hit this. And if you watch very carefully in the Brooklyn Bridge version on YouTube, this is what he's definitely doing. He's lifting this finger and coming down here. We'll see it in a minute. But it's first this open A, D, and the G string. Whoop. Those two right there. Then lift, then play the B and the E on this 5th fret. And then put this finger down on the B string and play the B and the E. So you get, and it's coming together. And then you do that again. Let it ring, okay? And then he's going to do this nice little trick. A lot of people get this wrong. What he's doing, I'm really listening to this carefully. He's barring this, he keeps barring this E and B string, and he hits it once, and then he hits the open B and E. That's what it is. So we have this. After that, and then bar, and then open. And then he picks the open B and E. And then he does this again, and then he does a harmonic on the B and the E on the 12th. So let me play that a little faster. So that was, it's harder to play here. Well, I'm hitting 3 strings by mistake up here. It's only 2 strings. Then 2 strings, B, E. Then down, B, E. Repeat. Bar, 5th fret, B and E. Open. And then open, B, E. And then again. Then down here. So that's the first part. Now, we're going to repeat, but we're going to do a couple different subtleties in here, okay? We're going to still do this. Okay? Do that. And sometimes now at this point he does this little pull, okay? And let me play it, but that's the same right there. Let me repeat it. And then he does this. Okay, so what was that? So what that was the B and the E here with this third finger down. You strike it twice, and then you pull. You pull the B string off with this third finger. So you're basically picking the string with this finger, not with the pick. See? So we get, there it is. And you can hit the E by mistake with this as you come off, that's okay. I'm hitting the E just a little bit. But you're mainly just trying to dig into that string, to that B string, and pull it. There you go. Okay? And what he's going to do with that is come back up. So you get this. And then come back up. So whereas in the first time we did this, it was hold, and then again, hold. That was the first time. This second time around, we're going to do this. And then again. And now he's going to go E, B, E, B with this down. And then do what we did before, lift, do this, keep this bar down and play the B and the E string, and then open. So slowly, what did I just do there? Okay. I'll just stop there for a minute. And now I'm going to play both parts. We're not done with that second part yet, but I'm going to play both. Just medium speed and up to there, and then we'll continue. And then you're going to hit the open B, E. But instead of going back to this, you're going to do then the harmonic right after the open B and E. So you get, in the second version, it's this. Okay, so it's a little slightly different, slightly shorter in that part. Now let me play them both and you'll see it. Pay attention after when I get to this part. The first part goes like this. Whereas later he does, and he skips one of those, all right? So putting it all together, we are right here. See that? It was just B, E, and then harmonic. Listen to the song and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And there might be slight variations there, but this is the basics of most of the songs. That's what I'm trying to say. So, Then, after he does this, and you can, by the way, pick it up also. You can go up, down, down, up. But I've been doing down, down, whatever you're comfortable with. That was a down, up right there. Okay. Then he does this part, goes da 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 da. Let's see what it sounds like with at least in this one version. But let's just see what it sounds like here.
Coming out.
And he changes this up all the time. Something like that. You can change it up. There's no right way to do it. Edge changes it every time. But let's go through what he's doing there. Okay. It's again this bar on the B and the E. And it's a little tricky. You want to keep control, and you're only playing this B and the E. And I'm not going to be able to play it well up here. And I'll come back down to my regular position to play it. But it's essentially, and I am doing some up and downs here. Let me just play it real quick. There's this da-da-da, da-da-da, a little bit like I Will Follow. If you remember when we were doing some of those licks up here for the verses, there's a da-da-da in there. And be careful not to hit the G. Messes it up if you do that. Da 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 da. And he changes it up sometimes. You know, he takes some out, he puts some in, he does more of them, he does few of them. It's all a little feel lick that he does. There's no 100% right or wrong way to do it. Let's listen to that real quick one more time, see what that sounded like.
Coming out. Any minute now. Bring to me back in the fast lane.
I throw more of them in there, I do. Something like that. Okay, let's back that up so you can see together right here. Whoops. Okay, and it's a little up and down there. And some downstrokes. Da 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 da. You want to get that feel. It's not all down. It's not. When you do all downstrokes, you get too even of a feel. Okay, you want to get that wrist in there. I'll try to do it slower. At the end, I'm doing all downstrokes. Da, 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 da. That's up, down, up. Okay? That's up, down, up, down, up. Okay, that's the first part. And then another down, up. Okay? I think you get the idea there. Since I don't probably do it the same time every time, I'm not as specific as to exactly what I'm doing. Like Until the End of the World, where I'm much more specific on the pattern. But on this one, I just kind of go by feel. Listen to essentially what I was humming there and what the song is doing. Let's look at a totally different version. Let's go to the Brooklyn Bridge and see what that sounds like. He didn't do as many strokes in that one. So you can do pretty much whatever you want, but you do want to get on time and you want to stay with the feel of the song there. I hit the G string by mistake there. That was a good one there. There we go. So hopefully you can see my right hand there pretty clearly. All right, and then go to a D. And then we'll go to the next part. So let's play that real quick with the all the controls on, all the delays on, and I will turn the microphone off. And there you have it, the beginning of Out of Control. So that was the beginning. Let's now move into what I believe we will call, that was the intro essentially, I guess. We'll go into the first verse next. So I'm actually going to stop the video here so I can do some edit and hopefully get this up on YouTube quickly, and then I'll move to the next part. Thanks for watching.